Good day, dear listeners. This is Paul from the Stories Philippines podcast. Today, I have an intriguing tale to share with you that one of our listeners sent in. It's a story about dreams, the afterlife, and a friend who passed away. Our story starts with our listeners' experiences of seeing their late acquaintances in their dreams. Out of all these encounters, one stood out the most. This dream involved a former classmate from 9th grade. Let's call him Renz. He was a jovial and naughty boy who always needed a bit of guidance, as our listener was the class president. Unfortunately, Renz's life was cut short due to leukemia. It was just a couple of weeks ago when Renz visited our listener in a dream for the second time. The first time Renz appeared, he was clad in black, showed up briefly, looked perplexed, and then vanished. This second encounter was different. Renz was dressed in white. Our listener hugged him tightly, expressing joy at seeing him again. They strolled together, engaging in friendly banter. There was one conversation that our listener decided to etch into memory. The listener asked Renz what the afterlife was like. Renz replied hesitantly, "I can't tell you much, or they might find out. It feels like I'm melting away." The response was cryptic, yet it felt significant. Renz whispered something else. "I would have ended up in a bad place if it weren't for him." This statement left our listener puzzled until today. Before Renz's untimely death, he had started attending church with one of their teachers. Based on this, our listener assumed that Renz might have been referring to God or Jesus saving him from a dire fate. The dream ended in a lush forest under the blazing sun, yet it felt refreshing. Renz introduced our listener to his companions in the afterlife. That was it. That was the dream. Now, dear listeners, what can we learn from this story? Sometimes, our dreams can be a doorway to a world beyond our understanding. They can bring us comfort and closure, especially when we lose someone we hold dear. And even though they might be gone from this world, they are still with us in spirit. Keep listening and remember to cherish the memories of your loved ones. Until next time, this is Paul, your host for Stories Philippines podcast.